the new Hyundai Elantra. Has new looks inside and out, a new engine and new underpinnings. Almost everything is new, but not the name. The Elantra name is an interesting one. Unlike key rivals such as the Ford Focus, Mazda 3 or Toyota Corolla, Hyundai doesn't use the same name for its small sedan and hatch. This is a four-door sibling to the five-door Hyundai i30, one of the most popular cars in Australia. Hyundai will reveal a new i30 later this year, but for now, this is the big news for the brand. The Elantra has a new body with Hyundai's Fluidic Sculpture 2.0 styling, though it's the same size as the previous model. Hyundai sells the Elantra in two trim levels, starting with the Active, which has plenty of kit, including 16-inch alloy wheels, a 7-inch touchscreen with a reversing camera, and Apple CarPlay. Now, CarPlay is a cool feature as it lets the car become an extension of your iPhone, bringing mapping and entertainment features to life on the main screen. Unfortunately, Android users have to wait until an update comes through later in the year before they can access similar services in this car. Hyundai does a lot of work to make sure that cars drive well in Australia, and it really pays off. The Elantra has excellent dynamics and it's really able to handle big bumps and things in the road without much of a problem at all. We've been driving the car on some really demanding roads here in Tasmania, and the car has held up quite well. It steers nicely, it's very composed, and the ride is very smooth as well. If there is a bit of a criticism, it's that the rear suspension can be a little bit boomy. That's not really a deal breaker. This isn't a sort of car that people buy for performance and hoping to take it for a big bang and go as fast as possible. But if you do have a bit of a press on in the car, it's quite rewarding. It's similar to the i30 in that it's a small car with good poise and solid fundamentals that actually is a little bit of fun to drive. Hyundai also sells the Elantra as an upper model Elite, which brings 17-inch wheels, smart keys, leather trim and LED taillights. The Active is priced from $21,490, whereas the Elite costs $26,490 plus on-road costs. Both variants share the same engine, a 2-litre 4-cylinder unit that offers 112 kilowatts of power and 192 Newton-meters of torque. The Elite model that we're driving here is fitted with a standard 6-speed automatic transmission. The Elantra's engine does perform well. It's a pretty good unit fundamentally, but it can be a little bit noisy. It likes to have a bit of a rev, and when it does, it's got this bit of a boomy resonance through the cabin that's not the most pleasant thing to deal with. There's a lot of noise that's sort of filtering back through that makes the car just a little bit less comfortable than it should be. And that's not an uncommon thing in cars of this size, but it's definitely something to keep in mind if you're looking to buy this car to do long drives in. At high speed on the open road, it is a little bit of a noisy car. The Elantra isn't quite a household name like the Toyota Corolla or the Mazda 3, though it deserves to be. Though it may be a bit player in Australia, it's the biggest selling car in Hyundai's global lineup. And if you're in the market for a small car, the Hyundai Elantra is definitely worth a look.